All right, what's good, everybody? Like you won't be having the mic undone the whole time and open. But basically, what I'll be doing is just coloring and updating the project and everything for y'all at least, because y'all ain't seen in a minute. But pretty much, man, I'll just be starting and coloring these squares and middle-sized squares on the second level. And once I'm done with that, I'll be leaving y'all for the day. Good night. It might take 2 hours. Or, I'll tell them how long. See, part of the reason why this takes so long is because I could have been done a long time ago if I wasn't trying to do quality work. At the end of the day, what I chose to do is make this colored pencil look as close to paint as possible. That's why it has a gloss type of texture to it from me actually applying a degree of pressure every time. I could just fill in everything to where it's minutely and got white, specks within it as far as the paper and stuff like that, but I try to minimize the white space in the background that's seeable through the color pencil so that it looks nearly printed off. So that's part of why it's taking so long, because it's quality work instead of just throwing something together. I could have been done a long time ago if I just light colored this. Anybody can do that, I feel like, or I know. And actually taking our time and making this thing look uh, detailed. This is the second eight. At the bottom, that would be this one right here at the top of the pyramid. So we pretty much complete every number except 8 and 9. So at the end of the day, 8 and 9 is what's being worked on right now. The thing is, this is a that's why I say I'm shooting for a world record, because this thing is, if I continue it and go past the zero, it's going to end up one of the biggest drawings ever created by a human being, by one human being at that. if I shoot for something like that, it'll it can't be looked over at that point. And that's really what I'm going for. I'm trying to get my stuff out there and seen, and not so looked over as it is. So if I go for that and do that, it's only that's gonna make it just that much easier for me. It's crazy how no emphasis at all is shown for when you're in the midst of working on something. When you're in the middle of working on something, nobody is there. Everybody's vacant. But as soon as you make it and you start showing any type of money, that's when everybody's around. You know, it's just funny, man. I know. Peace. Yeah, man. Years. I've been speculating on the number seven actually being. If y'all know of how they got the satanic 666 is what they call it. At the end of the day, being that the first number is zero, it shifts all numbers to a certain degree. And I've just been thinking about it, not just based on that concept, but if you look at the evidence as well. Uh, what day out of the week would be associated with Saturn? Sabbath day, Saturday. So I bring that up because it's considered the last day of the week. Well, Sabbath, seventh day. Oh, that's just one instance. When you look at the etymology, and not look at it, but that's just me off the top of my dome. Siete. When you look at seis and then you look at siete, Saturn, set, set. So if you just by that shift of moving things over from starting from zero and then moving on up through the numbers consecutively. Siete seven. I speculate on seven actually having to do with being the devil's number or whatever. Cause I mean that's also what a lot of ancient uh, mathematics and stuff. The number, even when you look into, I'm not saying that it has to do with the devil. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as far as the context that people put it in, as far as the devil. But I'm just saying on my end, based off of the evidence and the facts, set siete uh, uh, B, like the letter B when you speak the letter B in Spanish, it's also switchable with the letter V. See, you can hardly tell probably what I was even saying or the difference between what I was saying. V and then B, they sound very much the same. So V and B, saving, Sabbath day, seven, saving, seven, Sabbath day. So seven, saving, seven, set, siete. That's what I'm saying. So when you hear somebody saying 777, that's something to keep your eyes up directly. I mean, in a way for as far as what I'm seeing, what I realize. Just look into some stuff. It's just something to make people think. Look into it. Because on my diagram, what is the devil necessarily? He has horns. So at the number seven, which is right here, sever, which is where something cuts off, or that's what sever means, to cut something. Number seven is where the horns started, just like number two. Number seven. It's well within my work. The eyes right here, seven and two is where the square is at as far as the Nazca lines. Seven and two, that's what I was getting at. My work don't just go into or cover four and five, it covers all numbers. That's why I'm not just about 45. One has to really listen deep to get the fact that that's what my work encompasses because I'm the first to discover it, and it's just at the end of the day what most of my stuff is, centered around by default. But seven and two, I've just been thinking about that. Might have something to do with Tubal Cain. I know that might sound kind of awful crazy to some, but people who don't know, Tubal Cain is considered in the previous times a Masonic password. You know, uh, so Tubal Cain, that's number two, and then the Cain, which is seven or 007. So Tubal Cain is a Masonic password. Two and seven is where the branching starts off, the cloning process of an adult marijuana plant starts to at 7 and 2, which 7 and 2, 7 minus 2 equals 5, right there in the center, which is how many spaces they apart from each other. That's what all of that stuff got to go as far as my marijuana diagram. Um, those are just the horns, as far as what would be seven, Satan, seven. So, I was just thinking about that. I'm not conclusive on it, but just a thought to think about it. Mind's Eye and Super Sense. Peace to the both of them. I'm being smart in this thing as I create this too. Instead of me buying a whole bunch of super expensive color pencils to make sure that it's the highest quality as far as standing the test of time and stuff like that, evading the fact of fading and stuff like that over time, I'm using Crayola color pencils for the first layer. What I could, and technically, I ain't gonna say should, but if I had the money and things like that, or if I knew how to make my own color pencils and stuff like that, I would be putting high quality straight. It would be straight high quality color pencils, top tier Prism colors. But what I'm doing is being smart, and just like gold is plated, I'm taking this right here, and it ain't always about what you have. It's about how you use what you got. If I was coloring with these color pencils, these Crayola color pencils, just like when I draw other portraits and stuff like that, and make them look awesome with color pencils or Crayola. If I was coloring in only crazy and just crazy directions, crazy diverse and no sense of direction, whole color would be looking jacked up and that much less of a quality. But based off of the simple fact that I'm following a certain pattern and direction, that's what makes the quality of the color pencils look a little, it's that little bit much better. So therefore, instead of having to color the whole thing and buy, because I already been through about, last time I counted, I was at 12 boxes of colored pencils. I know I done bought at least 5 more. So, I've been through about almost somewhere around 20 boxes of colored pencils already. And they ain't even started on the bottom of the pyramid. Besides the outline that I already got done, that was what the whole process behind closed doors was as well. Doing the outline, is much smarter to go ahead and sit down and think about the whole project and the process and have a blueprint of time and actions as far as what gets carried out at when and what time and in what order. Way smarter than sitting up and drawing an outline for every single one, coloring it in, and then coming back and remastering it with the pencil. All of that takes too long, and it just makes it feel more stressed out. So I chose to just go ahead and do the outline, create the outlines for every single number. Therefore, I'm just left with outlines that pretty much by default is like a coloring book. So now I'm just feeling, I know where every single color is at. I got everything. I'm used to the game and everything and how it goes. It's instilled in my DNA now. I know where everything goes, the rules to the whole concept, how to get stuff done, what order, so that I don't smudge the black and all type of stuff, mistakes I was making at first. I've learned from all of my mistakes. Now all I got to do is just run through them and color every single one. By the time I'm done coloring all of them, I have to start all the way back over up there at 6. And that's where I start with the mechanical pencil and do all of the mastering, the black outline, the thick outline to make it pop out. And as well color in the black with the lead of the numbers. Once that's done, the project will pretty much nearly be done, and then I'll just have to fill in this right here, the center. All of this in the center, which I just been thinking about what I put back there. Because if I choose to continue with the number 1, which I likely will be doing, to make this one of the biggest drawings on earth by one human being, to ensure that I get the exposure and you know appreciation for my work as I should. I worked very hard on this. I don't care what anybody thinks or says. Somebody who doesn't respect something like this, as outstanding as it is, through the whole process, that's what I said from the beginning. People should really be thankful that they even been able to witness something like this, man. It's something, I mean, from the very jump, the beginning. It's one thing to witness a discovery, but I've been showing y'all how undeniably wish and waiting on anybody to come out here with logical evidence to dispute me. But I'm showing logical evidence of how God is confirming. And it's my stuff is in sync. What does the Bible say? It shall be done on earth as it is in heaven. Huh. Well, everybody just saw what just happened in the heavens. Whatever you want to call it, outer space, whatever, everybody just saw that line up, not just one line up, two lineups. And both of them lined up with what I'm doing. So it's a blessing to be able to, you've witnessed and you've been a part of history by watching me. Because not everybody on earth can say that they got to see this boy who never on earth, nobody else in the world ever knew about this. And I'm the first person on earth to do it and come out with it. There ain't too many people on earth can say that at all. Nobody else on earth can say that they knew it or discovered it because it ain't out here. But y'all the only ones who can say that y'all saw me from the ground, literally, starting this whole thing, the spark of it all. Don't you know how crazy that is if and when this ends up being worldwide, man? Mm. It ain't just about fame, bro. It's about the truth, dude. It's just about, man, the stuff that my people been through. We ain't known for nothing throughout history. It's like they discovered everything. White people's faces is on everything when it comes to mathematics, science, everything I can think of. I don't see nothing but white people's face on. There ain't no racial discrimination on my end, no jealousy or envy or nothing. It's just the fact that I know for a fact some of that stuff they switched around and stole from my ancestors. A lot of knowledge and everything was already known, and they put their faces on it. I'm trying to be somebody standing out and leaving something behind. And I just don't want nobody around me who ain't uh, thrilled to see me doing that each and every time that I come on this mug. You know, I don't want people around me witnessing me do nothing. If you ain't, got the decency at all to even at least, you ain't showing your face, you could at least just drop a comment. I come on my stuff watching me every time, worried about what I'm doing, because I'm not worried about anybody else on this earth and what they're doing. So I expect to attract the same exact energy. Because if you hear that, mean you're amazed. And if you're amazed, you need to be shown. That's all I'm saying. If you're not amazed, you need to leave. Simple place. You need you an airbrush system. I had ordered one. I lost it. Man, you ain't lying, dude. That would have did it quick. I ain't gonna even lie. That would have did it real quick. Real talk. I ain't even think about that. That's real talk. Because an airbrush, you cover everything else up and leave everything else open. Take one color, run it over it, and it's done. It's a done deal at that point. Switch on to the next stencil. You know what I mean? It's that would be great actually. It would have cut a lot of time out of this whole bunch. But I don't have those materials. I'm about to go get a great quality one, bro. That's what's up. I felt that I can say the same about myself. I know that much for sure. We appreciate and love your teachings, fellowship. It's real love and facts. I'm amazed. That's what's up, bro. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying, man. I'm really. And this be taking longer than I be expecting. This color pencil. Yes, I mean just coloring in the blues itself. I mean I ain't even done with the blues, but coloring in them, I tried to. I went through and timed everything to see exactly how long it takes. Man, it moving at a fast rate. Even just trying to sketch this stuff through, I can't finish one block in one day. To have real good quality, the strokes and everything is colored in, no white areas, everything looks great in quality. To have that, you got to take your time with it a little bit. That shit takes all day to finish one block. So, so that's why I say I went through the process and got the outline at least out of the way, instead to speed everything else up. It should look like it's a fast job, but it takes some time. Shit. And when you see this mug, bro, when you see it on the floor, bro, it's something else seeing it on the floor all coming together as one. Because seeing just one thing is something else. It's one thing, but once you see everything coming together like a puzzle, I mean, it's jaw dropping to me. I don't know about other people. Honestly, people, y'all reaction to people, stuff like that. If y'all ain't, nine times out of ten, other folks won't be amazed by it. At the end of the day, all I know is, man, I did this because it's history, man. It's the truth. I know it is, and it's all about when people, it's all about a matter of time, man, of when people choose to support it. All I've been trying to do is, by the grace of God, make for sure that people choose to do so now and around the time that I'm here. Because with stuff like this, where a young black male can seriously pretend, I mean, you're going down in history. Nobody on earth has figured it out. You know, uh, and as long as my people would stand and make for sure that my name lived for what I've done, they couldn't take that away from us. As far it ain't gonna be no Galileo discovered 45 or you know Fibonacci, the 45 Fibonacci. That stuff ain't in history. It would be a young black male, Corey, a young black male at that, young discovered this, introduced this to the world, and influenced the future from it. The pyramids that get built here in the future are gonna be built at a 45-degree angle. I'm just trying to make for sure that I don't want anybody else giving out because ain't no, God gave me the gnosis of it for a reason. It's not to brag, it's just the fact that I want it fortified and secured. The knowledge that does get put out about it, I don't want falsified. God gave it to me. Therefore, I'm the person who's supposed to speak about it prevalently. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do is put out the correct, truthful information. So much about this number, I've discovered it ain't just one thing. It's like God literally started sending me all of this information about the number 45, 45, everything I could think of, that stuff that I can't find on the internet. Even that stuff about the dividing the circle into two and then two, and getting, digits that add up to seven, and then the last two digits being two and five, which is a quarter, you know, one quarter, one plus four equals five, but two plus five equals seven. And the other digits were 11, you know, which is two and seven, like I was saying, with the circle, square in the circle. That's all me. Nobody else on earth has pointed that out or seen any significance in that. So it's like God literally sent me this information. The inverse square law, you know, doing a 45-degree angle and the inverse square law and the odd number rule. All of that stuff comes from my work, and it proves that my stuff is, functioning in physics. It's backed by physics. That's but all of my work, as far especially that stuff I just stated, all of that stuff got looked over, and it's like I never even put out the video. People just don't watch it, especially people that got, you know, my type people just act like it means nothing. And that's why I'm so strict about it, bro, because I can't. What do I look like if somebody else I'm the person to discover, then somebody else come and start trying to talk about it and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. You know, that's why I was tripping about Sanchez, like he was, and the stuff that he even comments sometimes about the 45-degree angle, because that's why I felt like I felt. Somebody had to been hating on me or something, because there's no essence, nothing shows that 45 is demonic. Nothing at all. I've not seen anything that shows that 45 is demonic. If anything, I've seen where it protects one from demonic entities. That's what I have seen. Hey, that's the funny thing. So the negative things that have been said about it, that's why I feel like I do, because it ain't about being super sensitive. It's about the fact that when you got the truth and you putting it out, you don't need nobody else out here trying to say anything even near along the lines of making it sound like it ain't true, or that it's scary to keep people away from it. I don't need people scared of a 45 because somebody else on earth is saying that they feed is standing at demonic 45, demonic 45 degrees. That's just preposterous. And that's what makes me think that people is really, their whole agenda is they hating on me and uh, trying to keep people away from my channel and things like that. And that's beyond just that instance, but just the fact that I just don't want people spreading false information about it when they don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's why I'm so strict on it being me. Nobody else on earth been talking about this number. If anybody do, it's been sparked off from me. That's just a fact. Because out of the billions of people been on this earth. Out of how long the internet been here, for a short amount of time it have been, but a lot of stuff get posted on the internet every day. It's a lot of people in this world, and nobody else ain't never posted nothing about it. I mean, I look up diagrams, stuff about numbers, 9 being half and 9 being 4.5. Nothing. You can't find anything. You would have thought that something simple as this, and it always blows my mind. It fucks my head up sometimes just thinking about it. Like, hey, I have my days where I just, I go search and just look, because I've searched everything. I just go back and double check and just for whatever reason, man, it's just like, and I'll see certain diagrams and be saying to myself, "Uh oh, they almost had it." I be saying that to myself, like, "Shit, all right, this motherfucker almost had it," because I've seen some close, but I ain't seen now, not one. I've been on DuckDuckGo. I've been on search engines outside of Google, so nobody can tell me it's Google or nothing. I've searched everywhere I possibly could, and I cannot find it. Period. Yeah, man, it's good to laugh sometimes, man. For real. Even number four itself has the 45-degree angle in its design. Exactly. Yep, I noticed that in the past too, bro. I say sometimes I be so supportive. It truly makes haters despise me. I hate. It's like they for real. Yeah, man. It's I appreciate the support. I do. Yep. Some crazy crap. Yep. At a channel with one or two people found that issue. Yep. I hear it's like it should be more of a thing. John Deacon Hood. Yep. Yeah, man. It's I don't know what to say about this channel, bro. About I don't know because if I just I mean, I thought shit maybe the music because I can't play music like I used to. Shit, I come on here crunk and playing music or whatever the case may be, man. You know, like I used to back in the day. But you can't do stuff like that. Simple stuff like that made YouTube that much more boring and less entertaining because people can't freely listen to music or nothing, man. You know. So I've been thinking about it forces one to really make their own music. I look at other people's stuff and the main, Huey P channel be damn better than mine. You know, I might not get any dislikes, but the thing is, at least he get a more, his stuff is growing at the end of the day. The people who I realize stuff is doing all right, they can incorporate music within their stuff, and then with that, they also make their own music. Sanchez come on with his own music. Huey P come on with his own music. I don't really, even other people, they just make sure that that they got music incorporated in some type of way. So if I could even just do that, it might change the flow of how things, how people interact, because it wouldn't be so quiet and just me talking. But I'm pretty much might have to start back making my own music just to lighten things up a bit. Yeah, man, this tough. Man, I'm gonna be on here for a minute, man, doing every last one of these. Golly, this shit don't be seeming like it'll take that damn long. That's why I stopped going live back to back like that too, because I know it can get irritating to folks with notifications. And I'll be doing this for a long time, shit. All I know is I ain't looking back to when I started this project in August. At the end of August, I'm not looking around to a year. Ain't no way. Half a year is it's comprehensible for something this big, and that's likely where it's gonna, cease. Right? As a matter of fact, I've been thinking to myself, something tells me, feel like something waiting on me. It's gonna be once I finish this. That's when what everybody waiting on as far as what's gonna happen in the world. That's when something gonna pop out. Soon as PR Corey finish this. Once this get done, something gonna happen. I'm not saying that this causes something bad to happen, but something tell me God want me to get this going and then let stuff fall, whatever may happen. I've been thinking heavy about how it's over too, man. It just ain't. I hate to say it. I don't want to be pessimistic, but it ain't shit that we can do, man. The more that I think about it, you know, when people got the warfare that they do, I mean, you got bio warfare, chemical, tanks, all type of stuff. It's nothing that us, even with numbers, that we can do. When they got big ass machinery, stuff, weapons that's beyond bullets, and people think that they really worried about their guns. They got microwave technology. The only way that we could win in this thing is at the end of the day. I gotta watch what I say at the end of the day. But the fact is, let's just say, because I gotta watch what I say. But I got the mind to know what the fuck to do. But this ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna happen. This is speaking hypothetically. This is a tank. The only way that we could win as people, they got all of the tanks in the world. Us as black people, us trying to start anything from the bottom, or just as all people, even at that, trying to come together finally at the last minute at that, to go against them. The only way that we would have and stand a legitimate chance against them by playing the game of Grand Theft Auto. If this is a tank, the only way that you can stop something that's got that much power over you, once they get in it, it's a wrap. Therefore, you got to attack your enemies while they outside of the big machines, while they outside of the microwave technology. You got to attack them before anything. Because, see, they say just like with the gun and everything, it ain't really the gun that kills people, it's the person that kills the people. Because without the person being able to shoot and point, aim, and shoot the gun at somebody, the gun would just stay there, solitary and not move, not affect anybody potentially until somebody causes, a reaction from it. Same thing applies with every other weapon in the world. The only way that we would ever stand a chance is by wiping them motherfuckers out before they ever got a chance to get inside of there or grab hold of their weapon. We would have to catch them off guard. And we ain't gonna never catch them because what it would take for us to catch them off guard would be for us to hide the fact that we even united. And we know we can't do that. People are already on it. We would have to disguise it because that's why I say we would have to move in secret, man. Because out here, if they see you starting to actually, us as people, as soon as we got together and started to come together in numbers as people enough, all that they would do is knock down the ladder. They see you building the ladder, getting ready to come up out the hole, and then they just knock the ladder down. And you got to start all the way over. You thought you was going to get somewhere. Should have had the common sense to think and know they standing at the top and they can just knock you down. Just because they letting you climb up don't mean that you're going to make it. So that's exactly what I'm saying as far as the warfare and everything going on here that we dealing with, man. Uh, we got to think on a very, very high level in the times that we living in, man. The stuff that we really going a lot of stuff that we gonna see, especially if you plan on living for a long time, you gonna see some things, man. Man, I was born in the '90s. Everybody on this earth, you lucky if you born to. I mean, if you live to see your '80s and '70s, definitely, you gifted if you get to see a decade. I mean, a century, a full 100. But if you make it around 70 and 80, you really didn't live the full lifetime. Too. That time for me, that ain't damn. That's how I think, man. That ain't long away. Life is truly short, dude. A lot of people don't think about stuff like that though, but that's the type of shit I be thinking about. That's why I be and it really should make one want to enjoy life as much as possible, man. Because at the end of the day, I was born in the '90s, in the mid '90s, '70s. As far as age for me, it's gonna be in the '70s, not '70s or '60s. Don't you know we in 2021? At that, this decade is gonna be over before we know it. Next thing you know, it's a new decade. And before I know it, man, I'm at that age and life is over. So the stuff that we're gonna see with even before 2060 comes, it's gonna be a lot of stuff, man. Cause I know that I'm only gifted. I'm only gifted if I get to see 100 years old. It's almost a guarantee that I'm not gonna see 100 years old, which is 2090. So I can already, by default, expect myself to be leaving this earth sometime before 2090. It's just a fact. And really, realistically, when you look at the life expectancy and everything like that, and really just go off of that, the nigga only got until like 2060, like I said. That's only 40 more years. A little past 2060. So I think about shit like that, man, and that shit fucking your head up, bro. A little bit. That should just make one want to take life more serious and inspire one to just think. We're gonna see a lot of stuff happen before 2060. They claim for us to not have water in a lot of parts of the world by 2050 already. So the world is gonna be drastically changed by then. Uh, it's messed up that this whole vaccine thing is coming out because now it's gonna be harder for people to make money if you don't want that vaccine. It's gonna be very much harder for you to make your money. Buy stuff that you want to, go places so that you can make money. Because some people got to travel. Just because imagine, man, I'm screwed in a way if I got to go out of state, and this is somewhere that needs to go out of state. If this is something that needs to get, because Peru is out, the Nazca lines is out of country, man. That takes a passport for me to go there. So the fact is, I would have to, in their context, take that dumbass thing in order for me to even do what I need to do. So that's why I'm getting at people and saying what I'm saying about the money and everything, man. It ain't the way, and it ain't gonna really free us because we really getting screwed over, man. That's why I'm thinking heavy like I am and trying to make the best move that I can, and I might have to go ahead and mess with some Freemasons on that level for real. Not join them, but literally like them as far as looking for a home to sell this project to because it deals with Freemasonry just as much as my ancient ancestors in the Nazca lines. I just want it not owned by them, but in a great place, a protected and well protected place. And I know that Freemasons would definitely do that, have capability of doing that. You know, it's man, it's man, that shit just fucked up, man. A damn vaccine. I mean, it's literally gonna screw stuff up for people. I've been thinking about that very much. I finished this. Next thing you know, I'm getting a call from Peruvians about them needing to have a meeting with me about the Nazca lines. I'm needing to go out of state. Next thing you know, they talking about some. It's just fucked up how shit happened at a certain time, man. Because that's why I say I feel like these motherfuckers did this shit because of me, man. Like I didn't discover some shit that's so powerful and when something is happening in the sky that's linking up with you and what you doing, magic squares, what and this ain't even no magic square you can discover online, and even Freemasons say themselves, and will let you know that that stuff that y'all see online is just what we want you. You got to think ahead of it. That's why I tell y'all, you got to use psychology, think ahead of the game. They put out there what they want people to know. They know how and what to keep hidden. Just because it's out there don't mean that it's the truth. Therefore, what I'm getting at is the magic square of Saturn that people see is 1 through 9. But I'm showing people in which it does add up to be 45 by default because all of the numbers added up to be 45. But it don't go into this science. I think that what I discovered might even be the real magic square of Saturn. But they tell us something about another instance. So at the end of the day, uh, when it comes down to it, man, with these things that when you discover something on this level, man, and it's doing something that impactful, I feel like that's something, especially with Freemasonry, nobody's ever discovered. Hell, they ain't even know it. Jacob's ladder on another level, just on a nigga on another level for their ass. Just something they ain't mouths drop when they get showed the shit. I would get shut some shit down to a degree, you know. You typing in their code, you exposing their code. You then came out with a discovery that's beyond what they even know. Ain't no way in the world they ain't watching your ass if they watching other people who talking about conspiracies regarding them. Ain't no way in the world they not watching you, dude. Referring to myself, you know, and that's just the level that I'm thinking on with it, man. I feel like they shut this country down in a way because of. I mean, you got people in the community been saying, y'all, they doing what they doing because and you got to look at the COVID and then look at the how they've been attacking the speech and stuff like that. They've been doing all of that stuff because of, like a lot of truthers will say, the truthers that's out here. They're trying to shut shit down because of us. Because people get it too woke. People starting to know too much and stuff like that. They didn't expect people, a lot of people speculate these things. I just been looking at a lot of stuff, man. Corona, the gematria of Corona and Corey coming out to be the exact same. If people want to go the gematria route, and the list never ends. That's why I think like I do in the back of my mind and shit been part way because of me. Because a nigga did this. A nigga did this. Ain't no white boy get to this first. Ain't no white boy building this first. Ain't no white boy talking about making no pyramids. It's like the same stuff is repeating. Like karma is coming. Like I just said something about karma, but God's will is being worked out. God in the sky, like I said. Through what I just showed, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn, that lined up, communicating with me. Mercury, communication. So it's almost like shit. I'm like I said, core I, the keystone, the key man. That's what I am. I got the key, literally. God gave me the key for my people because I feel like, and this ain't just feelings, man. It's just like for real. I see so many people. It just fuck up my head sometimes, man. Seeing even people that build, niggas be saying we need to start our own language and everything. PR Corey, I've been doing it in front of niggas for the longest. I just don't get like that's why I say, man, if somebody else came along and did it, it's like people would be like, bro, we need to start doing that or doing, but then I'm sitting up here doing it, and then somebody else come along and say we need to do something regarding our own language, saying that we need to do that when somebody else been doing it right beside you. That's technically like saying, that somebody ain't been doing it or acting like they ain't been doing nothing at all. That's why I say and act like I act. Because I feel like, if somebody else did that, People wouldn't do that or act like that, man. There's so much stuff that PR Corey started, that PR Corey been doing, that's so bright and ahead of the wave, that if people only knew, if they knew the half, that's why I say Freemasons be somebody like me. If I was see that it's about how I carry myself. If I was out here talking mad shit about them and going crazy, I ain't no telling whether I'll even still be alive, man. Just to be honest, if I was going that crazy and doing all of that, because that type of stuff attracts people as well too. Doing that, showing out and talking crazy about Freemasons with no facts to prove it, just going off the emotions, that attracts people as well. But I'm doing something that they know with common sense on their damn end. And that's why people from my community, they wouldn't like me, because they feel like, okay, that's Masonic. It got to deal with Freemasonry. Technically, what it's showing is that Freemasons got some type of truth that they is giving people, and that's not what we want to tell the people. We don't want to be out here telling people in any kind of way that the elites is giving out any type of truthful information. Well, that's the thing. They give us pieces of the truth. And some people in this truth community will even think to themselves, they give us zero truth. As part of the ritual, they have to give you some of the truth along with the lie. And a lot of people will concur to that and know that that's a fact. So if we know this, what would make people think that, something as simple as the number, they just don't expect for the average, they expect you never, look at how it's never been gotten. That's what I'm saying. They never expect this anybody. The person who and the ones that I do show this low level, them be the ones to be the lost. The the higher ups is the ones who be like, dude, uh, they get tongue twisted. You know what I mean? So, man, it's just it's something else, man. I do so much, man. I'm so original, like literally the definition of origin, the starting point, origin. Like I don't copy from nobody. I ain't trying to be like nobody. I ain't trying to be the next Bro Sanchez. I ain't trying to be the next nobody. I've said in the past, the only person I compete with is myself, and that's how I do what I do. I'm always trying to outdo my previous actions. That's how I get to where I'm at and discover what I do, know what I know. Because the only person I'm looking at trying to be better than is the person in the mirror that I just looked at yesterday. And that's just the honest truth. You know, with the basic things, if you got lied to about it, you got to just remember, it will get to a point of where once you find out through that one small lie that it's a big old, that it's a bunch of lies behind it. That's exactly well. That's pretty much just answer what I was saying. One gonna get to thinking that it's a bunch of lies behind. It's got to be more lies behind this small lie. If y'all in control of everything. Therefore, if they give you the truth on stuff that they feel, the minute stuff like numbers and stuff like that, you know, uh, it's cutting that out, the gray areas for them at least of speculation. Man, this shit takes a lot of time. Me too. I've only been here for a couple thousand days for real. Simple as it six. I'd say I'm stock connected to be a million too much. I'd be a million too much. The whole either round is seamless, I think. Peace. What's good, man? What's good? 1117. Triple L. I'm just knowing I'm not going to deny myself the truth. I think I'm gonna be hurt to death fighting for my life. I won't deny it. This is my reality right now. I gotta face it. I just yeah, shit, that's how I be feeling a lot of the time. But at the end of the day, I'm not playing, man. I don't know what it is. I ain't been feeling like I've been used to. Something shifting. I ain't even lying. I ain't talking about no conjunction necessarily, but just my confidence in myself and what this shit about to do, and the seriousness I have within myself about making sure that this shit getting on to my name. Well, I ain't playing, man. There's something about to happen. You know, I don't know how people gonna have to accept me. Period. People gonna have to bow down. I ain't talking about like no master or no king. I'm just saying, motherfuckers gonna have to, at the end of the day, respect me and what I do, who I'm is, man, and what I done did, bro. Cause this shit ain't like no other nigga on earth. They never did. I'm just speaking facts. I mean, what type of shit is that? Some simplistic ass shit. Five minus. I mean, I ain't gonna never get over that. Not just once, but twice of a celestial event. Half of a month, point 0.5 of a month away from each other. At that, the smallest planet is the first planet. In between was the fourth, and the symbols. Okay, even if somebody said, let's say that I just went off of, I never showed anybody the symbols for Saturn and Jupiter. Never showed them. As a matter of fact, I finished that little script thing. Here it go right here. See, now this is what I did. You probably can't even tell the difference. Look at the numbers, man. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't even tell the difference. It looks just like 4 and 5, but when you zoom in, you can tell it's actually got the same exact symbol. It looks as I did that to show people exactly what I was saying so that people couldn't get around it. Because if I just took this out, anybody with common sense would look at that and think that I just got a different. They'll know it's 4 and 5. They'll just think that's just my handwriting. That's why I was doing that so that people couldn't say I kind of look like it. It kind of don't. I did that so that people could see and they can't. They own mind can't get around the fact that when you put that together, if I took this away, somebody with common sense is gonna look at that and say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and upon the flat Earth concept, when you take the flat Earth, which would be the third planet, when you take the flat Earth out, you end up with Jupiter and Saturn being the fourth and fifth planets. Mercury is the smallest planet, which would make it a little dot compared to the biggest planets. What are the two biggest planets? Jupiter and Saturn, just like 45 is the biggest number. So that small planet would be like a little point in between Jupiter and Saturn. And this happened 1 week after Jupiter and Saturn conjuncted 4 and 5, 4.5. Boy, that shit's crazy, man. That I would not ever in my life forget nothing like that. So it's the first planet. First planet, number one. First planet, smallest, Mercury, point 4 and 5. That shit's the most amazing thing that I ever seen regarding the alignment in my life. You know, and I just want anybody who ever got anything to say about it, they feel like I'm tripping, let me know. Because it's one thing for the symbols to look exactly like it. But for that to happen and the numbers of the planets actually be, because I hope that y'all do know it ain't just me. It's actually other smart people out here that's professors and stuff like that. Been through college and stuff. Not that it makes anybody any smarter, but in most cases, but they link, the science of numbers and music, the harmony of music and everything, the notes of music, they all follow that same process like the 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. It all applies to them. Uh, so the same thing as well is with the planets. That's why the planets move in like a spiral motion as far as what they do show us. I'm not saying that it's the factual thing that's going on, but what we do see up above us is a spiral. We don't feel us moving is the thing. And that same spiral is the same spiral that one will be witnessing with all of these numbers. That's why 4 and 5 for the next numbers up here will switch over to 5 and 4. You know, and continue to twist, just like DNA will continue to evolve and loop. I appreciate it, bro. 100. Already. Yeah, man, it's gonna take too long. This already been an hour, man. Y'all would be. I say you surpass smart, you're intelligent, but something, man. I don't know what's going on with it, man. Some form of different intelligence. I don't know what it is, but it ain't. I can feel it, and I've said that already to myself that this is a different form of intelligence that I ain't even used to. That's why I played a couple videos ago. I joked and said, I laughed and said alien intelligence. That's why I laughed a little because of some dreams that I done had as well. But just the fact that this intelligence itself, I mean, the overlay. Just to think, man, this is something I've been showing y'all from the jump. When I started showing y'all the Nazca lines, this whole thing, it ain't like I'm drawing this just for the Nazca lines. That's part of where the road of where I went down and what I got led to. That's just part of the road. I started doing this on my own merit because it's my own discovery. But then when I got showed the Nazca lines through the recommendeds, I my mind picked up on it. I saw that star and I said, dang man, that's all everything is at 45 degrees. That's the first thing I said to myself. That based on my own knowledge of 45 degrees, that's how I picked up on it. So therefore I saw this star. I said, dang man, that kind of looked like I don't know what it was about it that just looked so perfect to fit in with my stuff. But then when I saw that the red X, I realized that with my stuff, I knew that I made a center line. I make a center line through everything seen. It's everything is based off a center point. I saw the X's in between those. I said, dang, that look exactly like my shit. It's like an open box. So I said, dang, that's exactly like my stuff. I took it, took a screenshot of the Nazca lines, and took my project and put an overlay over it. And everything ended up right on point. When you look at the Nazca lines, the corners is all built off of. That's why I made this like I made it. Let me see where my phone is at because I can pull it out real quick. Actually, I'm glad that's the whole benefit of being on this thing. I can pull it up real quick. I'm gonna share the screen. Go to a drive. Just a second. Just a second. Share audio. Don't forget that. Come on, mother trucker. All right, now that's what you see right there. Make the big one pop up. That's what you see right there as far as that. Man, let me zoom. Come on now. Now, what I'm explaining basically is now you see my mouse right here. I got it circulating around this. I got it circulating around this right here. This corner that you see, look at that's why everything is color coded. Come on, buddy. All right, everything is color coded. You see yellow and 7, 2 and 7 right across from each other. You see 090 right here, 0909 right here in this corner. Well, when I flip back to mine that you see right here I'm working on, and make it back big, that's right there. That right there that you see is that right there. See where this is at? That's where my finger is at. That's what I'm pointing out to y'all and showing y'all that it's so special about it because it lands right there in the center, at the center point. And I showed y'all in my previous videos when I take my graph and paper and do the science and try to debunk my own stuff through other number systems just to see if it will work with any other setup. It will not work with any other number setup. That's how I know my stuff is on point. So in relation to what Mons I just said about the intelligence thing, that's why I say it's like a whole nother level of intelligence that I done found within myself because I I don't get, it's not like I've ever seen the Nazca lines before. And furthermore, I had to tell myself, think about it constructively, which way I'm gonna turn these, what's gonna be colored, what code, where to place everything. Because see, think about it, this is all multi-dimensional right here. So therefore, what I got going on could have at the end of the day, this one that you see right here could have been shifted 45 degrees. 0 and 9 could have been down here starting at the bottom, and 4 and 5 could have been up here in this corner where the blue is at. Everything could have been shifted, but just by that, and that's why I'm pointing out that right there makes my stuff that much more impactful because of the fact that one little shift. If I would have shifted my stuff that one time, it would have screwed my whole project up, and it wouldn't line up on point. Like it would have lined up on point, but it never would have started. That's 0 point. When you talk about 0 point energy and stuff like that, that's what that is right there. That's why it's landing right there in the center. That's the 0 point. Because when you turn that 45 degrees, you realize that 0, 9, and 0 and 9 is what that is. Just like when you look at this, that's within 0 and 9, 0, 9, 0. 9 and 0. So you got 4 right here, and it's those 4 points within itself, the fractal points pointed to 4 more. And so within this 4, if you zoomed into that 0, it would be 4 more points on top of that. And if you zoom in, every time you would be turning 45 degrees, zooming into the center. 45 degrees every single time, zooming into that new center. And it will continue to spiral. That's why this is so dope. So that's why I'm saying this shit's it's crazy when you just look at how that shit lined up so on point, and I never saw this stuff in my life. And by the simple fact that if I would have chose to turn one thing, it would have messed everything up. So it was meant to be, literally, is what I'm getting at. It's there's no way around it. That shit was meant to be. Everything that you witnessing was meant to be. Cause I ain't made one mistake yet. I ain't made one mistake. Not one. Not one. Through everything. And that's amazing to me. You know, I can't lie. You say gotta roll up already, bro. I got mine. Man, I try to stay away from green crack because I don't like the name. But that's what I got, man. I got green crack right now. That's Snoop Dogg name that. It's some y'all can't see no detail or nothing. It ain't bad. I can tell you it's more smelly though. It smell like skunk. Green crack. I love skunk stranger, man. Yeah. That's when I'm able to come on here, man, when I got my medicine and stuff too. Because if I ain't got my medicine, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't come on, 'cause I ain't gonna be on here having seizures in front of y'all. And then as well, when I have seizures, it causes lethargy, triggers lethargy, and I can't stay up. You know. Literally could fall asleep in the middle of some. So that's part of why I can't be on here, just drawing all the time. I gotta come on when I'm medicated. Some sativa, a good hybrid actually. Cause see, that's the thing. I don't smoke just sativa. Even though I am a sativa person, I like to be up, moving around, doing stuff. I always been that type of person as far as weed. I don't like to just get high and sit around and stuff too much. But I need a good hybrid. I gotta have sativa and indica because especially indica. That's the thing I struggle with that because indicas usually knock you out, but I need the indica because it's higher on the CBD for the seizures. That's the main reason I get those strains indicated. Yeah, fam, that looks healthy green already, bro. That's real. It's preset, right? Sketch already, bro. Yeah, man. It's crazy how stuff is with the weed too. They about to legalize it, but I know 9 times out of 10 because they done messing with it and fucking it up in labs behind closed doors. They've been messing up with stuff. Now that they got it tainted and took out the different because I don't care what nobody says. Weed ain't like it used to be. Even just smoking with people, the vibe just ain't like it used to be no more. Even if you had been smoking weed for years, you used to the vibe as far as getting with people, having a good little smoke session with folks and stuff. It just ain't. It don't. Weed don't bring the same feeling no more. I don't know if it's just that the feeling been taken away because everybody's doing it now. You know, these days most of everybody smoke weed. It's different if you don't. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But I am ready to be able to grow my own stuff. I know that. That's what I do. I wish I never had to smoke nothing off of the streets in my life, to be quite honest, bro. I came across some weed on. I ain't got no weed from the streets in years. Not I'm lying. Since last year. But at the end of the day, yeah, I just seen some weed from the streets that I hope to God I not ever see something like that in my life. But then at the same time, I done had some of the best stuff that I done smoked from the streets as well too. Weed just ain't like it used to be. It don't hit like it used to. It don't put you in the same mind frame. And I ain't talking about because I ain't the type of person that go for a super duper high. I don't go for being high and all of that type of stuff. Super crazy high like I used to when I was younger. Like Wiz and Snoop now. Everything was about being the highest off of weed. That's it. Because I've never tried any other drug in my life. I ain't never did nothing. No, I ain't never took once. I don't know what lean tastes like. I definitely ain't never fucking. I don't even know how to. No coke or nothing like that. Uh, so any other, especially pills, hell no. That's government. No, I ain't fucking with it. So all I've ever done, I'm literally a virgin to all other drugs, and all I've ever done is weed. Period. Uh, so I'm just talking at this point. My friend Michael had seizures a bunch. I remember I helped him in grade six, two plastic spoons between his teeth so he couldn't bite off his tongue. Man, yeah, bro. See, I ain't. That's the thing. You got different levels of seizures. The type of seizures that the type of seizures I was diagnosed with specifically is called complex partial seizures. So if you look up complex partial seizures, so what happens with me If I showed y'all what happens with me, basically mine are prevalent on my left side mainly. When I got into the incident that I got into that triggered the seizures, for what I don't know how it happened, as far as my left side being the most messed up because you're supposed to be your left side of your brain is supposed to control your right side and your right side your left side. But anyway, to proceed, my left side pretty much whenever I'm in public or if I start shaking and my hand like locks up like my hand literally it's very embarrassing. It makes me look retarded, like real talk. And that's part of why I don't like to be on camera and shit like that as well, because I'm scared as hell that one day it could just happen on camera. That's something I don't want to, you got ignorant ass motherfuckers out here, you know, who will laugh about other stuff as far as people. Last thing I need is some inconsiderate ass persons to get on here and screen record me just because I done had a seizure on camera. And if they get into it with me, next thing you know, they talking shit about me and my seizures. Look at this seizure having ass, but they don't understand what the fuck I go through, bro. You know, but I lock up like this on one side, and it's really more intense than this. I'm faking it literally right now because I'm not having one. But basically, my hand curls up to my chest. I lock up. I can't move. And depending on how long it's been since I've been medicated and stuff like that, they'll be more violent and more frequent. Like you just said, that your friend had a bunch. You know, I have a bunch more. You said this girl had head trauma. Yeah, you say yeah, I'm picky on my buds. I don't like being high on my mind. No lean for me either, ever. That's what's up. Straight up, yeah. I don't like being high on my mind either, man. I like to be grounded, have some type of control. I ain't getting high to feel like I'm having an out of body experience or escape reality or nothing like that. I be getting high. Number one for medication. Number two, to increase my thought power. Expand my thoughts. See stuff from a different perspective besides just the two eyes that I'm looking at or out of. If it wasn't for weed, man, I promise to God, bro, I don't know what I would do. I'm not lying. I'm not even lying, bro. If it wasn't for it, that is a miracle. It ain't no other plant that if I wish it was something else in my backyard I could just pick up like that and I would do it. That way I wouldn't even have to buy weed. I would do it. If it was something natural out there I could just pick up and smoke and it take my seizures away, that's what the heck I'd be doing. But there ain't no other plant on earth that I didn't witness it does it. Weed does it. So I'm just, pretty amazed and happy every time, that I'm in the situation that I am, man, to where I got something that can't help me. Because if I didn't have that, bro, I don't know what I'd do. I'd be messed up, bro. Like, real talk. That's about the only thing. Besides I mean, of course, I can do some type of pharmaceutical drugs and stuff like that, but that shit ain't good for you, man, at all. We already know the game with that. The Lamictal and shit. The Lamictal ain't no joke. And can't nobody get at me like they ain't never tried now. So that's why I just say, shit hard for me right now, but with God doing things, in God's plan, I can be able to take care of myself as far as that and have enough weed for the rest of my fucking life. Straight up. As long as I ain't got to buy weed, I'm good. I'm good. Look at it. Ain't no need to spend no money on nothing else. No clothes, no nothing. I can make my own clothes. Everything else I can provide for itself, period. I ain't got to buy nothing else. Man, drop that chain link, fam. I'm typing my ass off. All right, cool, bro. I got you, man. I sure hadn't thought about it. All right, there you go. Yeah, man. I can't wait till I can, man, grow my own shit. Boy. That's gonna be a beautiful day when the whole nation can do it at that. It should have been decriminalized. And I had noticed one other thing too as well with the numbers, with the coding. That's why I said everything happened like it do for a reason. With the color coding, how I got a color coding. At the end of the day, zero and zero comes out to be what? You know that that's zero. So if I take all of the blue numbers and add them together, you get a certain number. If I take all of the green numbers and add them together, you get a certain number, right? You know, for all of them. So at the end of the day, you will get 4 and 5, which equal 9. So that's 9 right there. Then you have three. What color are the blue colors? You got three, and then you got six. Then you got zero, zero, and then you got 9 and 9. Well, at the end of the day, if you take those numbers as is, uh, 3 0 0, you get three, of course. Then you get 6 and 9 and 9. Uh, what did I do? Because it was something 11 and basically I said 11 and 8, 88 equals 99. I got 999 some other kind of way with the blue. Right, 300 and then 699. So 699 plus 300 equals 999. 300 plus 699. Remember, because blue 6 will be up here. A blue 9 will be right here. My bad, bro. I got you in here, man. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me or not. I ain't got no headphones
Loud and
in.
clear.
Let me just
Can you
pull
hear
this
me?
early, not.
Can you hear me, T?
Just 1 second.
TR?
All right, you good? Can you hear me, bro?
Greatness, man.
All right, already. That's
Yep, can you
100.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, fam.
Uh.
Already, man.
hey,
Greetings
hey,
to you,
hey,
bro.
I asked you to drop that link, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to talking about uh, bud, man. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
Contemplating, building with that shit. That's all what I was smoking, man. Like at one time, it used to, I was just smoking to get, so-called high or that feeling.
Right.
Yeah, where I realized it, man, like if it wasn't for the bud, I wouldn't have went into the awakening like I did. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's one thing, bro. It literally jump started me, and it was the time where your bro left it alone. Like man, you know what I'm saying? I left the bud alone. I quit smoking. I was like 7 months in,
Right.
being through with smoking or whatever. Man,
I
I
had quit.
turned on after that shit.
Hmm.
You got it, man.
Yeah, I had quit at one point myself too, not too long ago. Well, I mean, actually, it was a while ago in the weed smoker's time, but 2015, that was the last time I really sat it down and tried to do without it and everything for a good minute. But you get some clarity, I think it's kind of like a much like a
Yes,
flipping
sir.
of the table type of thing. Once you put it down after you've been smoking it for a while, you see things. I don't think it is that you start. A lot of people, like placebo effect. They start to think that they seeing things clearer, doing this type of stuff, but really, that's of course, if that's what you're looking for, that's what you're gonna feel. But I
Yeah,
think that it's just. Go ahead.
I feel that. Like it's like you can go down the endless staircase, going downwards if you know what I mean?
Right,
If you don't get control over it, be like how the clown always pulling out shit out that box and it don't stop. You can
right.
keep doing shit, or you can
Jack in the
get
box.
yourself control over it. Yeah. Jack in
Hmm.
the box, like, you could like people like too much candy, you know what I'm saying? They
Right.
just end up eating too much candy as a child and shit.
Hmm.
You gotta be responsible with the shit when you wake up to the responsible being that you are. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah, man, definitely. And that's why I like even when I used to smoke, when I started smoking, I was into the Bible at that time, and I was doing it as well on like a roster type of tip as well. I was kind of a little religious with it at that time, so I would kind of do a small prayer before I smoked the stuff. Uh, at that time, but now, you know, uh, over time, I just, I mean, when you make a discovery, even with weed, that people ain't even, because that's another thing with this 4 and 5. The discovery of the one,
Man,
three, five, seven, nine. It's
yeah,
crazy,
you broke down some. Hey, I remember how you taught the plant how how it mimics itself as it grows up and it grows out. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like I can't say it verbatim, but I do got that in me where you taught it, and it was say a few years ago where you taught that. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? How to like say it branch from the main stem and then on the other limbs. You know what I mean? Like it do the same thing from them. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it was a whole thing where you was talking about the like I think it was the 45 degree or something with the angles and all of that. How they
Hmm.
split at the nose and stuff. Like deep shit, it's
Right.
still on. It gotta be on your line on your your
Hmm.
channel line and whatnot.
Yeah, it's
Shit is
I,
interesting.
you might be talking about a fractal world. That's the name of the video. That's what I had titled it, was a fractal world with other genius minds. And yeah, that's with the weed shit. I don't know if it's something with the weed, just being not religiously tapped in,
Mm,
but spiritually tapped into the fact of where it kind of gave me some knowledge or something. This is what I was
man,
looking for
you ain't
anyway.
never lied. You ain't never lied, bro. Hey,
These
look at it
plants is
too, like
conscious.
where facts, facts. Look like where you smoke the weed, you light up the bud and all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's instant, because you can still get high second hand. You know what I mean? Like if you
Hmm.
burn a weed bar like incense or hashish or
Right.
something, you gonna still get high.
Right.
So it's like where you access that part. This is where you gonna go into say the dream state that you will be in when you literally sleep. You
Right.
high. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
That
man. Because when I had
shit
first
ain't
got
no
high,
joke.
I felt like I was in a dream.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you can call it a, but this thing,
I don't know why this shit kind of up a little bit. kind of going in. It fell off. Yeah, you fell off mine. So I don't know if you're coming back up or not. But yeah, you fell.
I didn't even see it jumped off.
All right, there you go. You back on. Oh,
Or
all right, you back on, bro. My bad. I did not off and on the way. The time was breaking up before.
yeah, my
I still can't hear
battery's
you
low,
either.
man. You can't
Oh,
hear
okay,
me.
okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I got you now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even see that it dropped off. I think I need to
Mm-hmm.
slow down a little bit because my battery is low.
Yeah, I
I
got you,
didn't
bro. I
even know
got you. Yeah.
didn't even notice that, or I would
Well, shit, man, you can hop
we
off if you need to, bro. You know what I'm saying?
bury
You
me
know,
as a G nigga.
there go Pop.
Yeah,
Man,
man.
I've been thinking about it
I
lately,
kind of
man.
let it slip my head.
What would the world
You
be
got it,
like
bro.
with
Go
him
ahead.
still here? It's kind of a delay
Mm,
too.
right. I'm gonna fuck around and have to go back into that chat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what it'll be
Yeah,
like? I say I say pop. You know what I mean? Like we all be on different levels with it. You know what I'm saying? I respect Pac and dude did have power. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Where he reached out and you know get the program that everybody a part of. You know what I'm saying? Like where I woke up to
right.
him. You know what I mean? I can't
Yeah,
take
man.
away that he did
Mhm.
do some greatness on as far as waking up the youngsters, 25 and under. Go ahead though.
Right. Yeah, with this COVID-19, I just been wondering, excuse me, what the heck dude would probably be like as far as his voice, and the
Mm.
change that it could probably do, in this time, if he was still here. That shit would be crazy. We need somebody on his tier uh, of power in order for if we gonna have any type of shift or some type of change come about, man, it's gonna take somebody on not like him necessarily, but on that type of level with that influence.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, influenza,
Yep,
being
like
able
you
to
said.
catch something worth, catching a
Mm-hmm.
cold worth catching, it's gonna have to be us. You know,
Right.
we gonna have to say carry the torch on unimaginably greater, because if we keep on, it's like the money in the pocket, the dead people, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like where we can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, it's still breaking up here and there, man. I don't know what's going
It's
on with it. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's just going in and out.
like pissing me off. Yeah, yeah, it's like where know it's our turn to carry that ball. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we on the
Right.
whole other side of where he lives or they live. The so-called the part
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna push you, and they got influence. Where it's gonna stick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't say gatekeeper. Not the shortstopper, the player hater, man. That shortstopper, man, is a motherfucker. Straight up midgets chopping you at the middle. The midget boy, that ain't no joke. When people be
Right.
shortstop and move, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's like that, like say Martin Luther King, Malcolm, all of the whole past is. It's like if we don't let them go, we gonna have to, you know what I mean? Keep them alive. It's like this is what the belief is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, all right, that's say what we gotta so called, live up to. We gotta meet and
Hmm.
surpass it. Damn, that's it.
Definitely.
You gotta instill
Yeah.
it in the youngster that's gonna pay you attention, and say heart they seeking, you know what I mean?
Right.
How to,
Yeah, definitely.
share love and you know what I mean? Say seriousness. And they
Yeah,
looking for
man. You
somebody
know,
to
our
teach them. You know what I mean? So we know fly that intelligence in us.
yes, sir. Definitely. That's the truth, man. Lead by example.
Straight up. Mm.
That's the level I'm
And then
on,
look,
man.
I be saying that, man. You can only lead by example so long, but then it take for you. You gotta stop and teach it because it's like they ain't getting it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's right.
Facts
Yeah, they ain't getting
and
it. That's why.
everything.
That's why I be saying, you know, lead by example. That saying lead by example is kind of synonymous to letting your words speak for itself and everything. And somebody
Hmm.
said that to me recently, and that's just that if people are,
Hmm.
they're just tying to what you just said. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Facts. Let me switch out my headphones, man. These motherfuckers about to croak on me, but I'm coming right back.
Already, bro. I'm really about to go ahead and shut this thing down, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna keep it going,
Okay, that's
fam. I'm
cool.
gonna hold you up. It's because
Okay.
I look at how
Okay.
long I'm gonna be up on this mug, bro, and I'm gonna be here for a minute. Doing. I'll be here until the morning probably.
Hmm.
Not
Hey,
filling
look,
in
look,
every
let
one of these. Hmm.
woo megapixels, huh?
Yeah, hey, there you go, megapixels.
You about to
Hey,
feel that shit is dope.
good one right there, bro. Megapixels. That's on point. That's what
What's
this
old
is,
dude
bro.
name that he painted them ceilings and them cathedrals and shit? Leonardo da Vinci or something like that.
Man, that's crazy, dude. That's his name. I believe so. That's him.
He probably
That,
he probably used some shit like you use. You know what I mean? In his mind.
yeah, bro. Real talk. When you think about it, that's something else, man. I wondered how they did stuff like that. See, I'm an artist and everything, but it's always other steps and levels above me that I'm always trying to, catch up to, and that
Boy,
stuff like
you
that. Like,
there.
no, I ain't there, fam.
Woo.
Cause I can't paint.
Not like look, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like they could have explained it, they would have been doing what
You said I heard you when you said if they would have been there, they would have did, and that's it. Kind of broke out after that. I can still hear your background. I don't know if you're talking. Yeah, I wish I could paint though. If I could paint, man, I would have been cold blooded. So, bro, you gotta mute. So appreciate you coming through. And bro, you kept me up this long. Oh, you fell off, bro. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming through, my guy, man. I'll let you next time. Stay safe. Yeah, when I come next time, I hope to see you in the chat.